Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's up, Pork Chopper here, and today we are looking at another hero in-depth guide. It has been a while since my last one, but I've been playing a few new heroes, one being a hero I have wanted to do a full hero guide on for a very long time, and that hero is Grux. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about Grux. Do you like him or not, and what heroes do you want me to do a guide on next? Grux is a melee corruption and fury tank or bruiser depending how you build him. His preferred role is the jungle, but he can be played in the offlane position too. He is a top tier hero, being one of the more strong but balanced heroes in my eyes. So today's video we're going to cover his abilities quickly, then how to play him during all stages of the game, a few examples of how to play him, and card I would recommend on him, and finish it off with my summary, so let's crack on with it. His first ability is Double Pain. This is a melee cleave attack, dealing 100% ability cleave damage to all enemies within its range, also adding a bleed to all enemies hit by Double Pain. If you don't know what bleed is, it drains 1% of the target's health over 5 seconds. The mana cost and cooldown is very low to help him clear waves and get his bleed stacks going, which is an important part of his kit. The raw damage is decent enough by itself, again best on jungle camps early on to help clear them quickly. His next ability is the good old Smash and Grab. This is the cone AoE that pulls all enemies into Grux, dealing ability damage, and also all enemies will be stunned for the pull's duration, so they can't move away by blinking or just strafing to the left or right, so when they are fully pulled, they are right next to him. The cooldown is decent, but the mana cost, however, is quite expensive for a jungler hero who doesn't build much mana, if any. This ability is the foundations of any good Grux player. Getting those crucial pulls in team fights is not only very satisfying, but can make you combo all your abilities together while your team obliterates the enemy. Then we have Charge. Grux dashes forward 1200 units, dealing any damage to all enemies in his path. The damage and mana cost is low, but the cooldown is high, as it's his only mobility ability. It's the only way a Grux player can engage and disengage from fights, so say dashing out from the fog wall to jump on some unexpected enemies, or even to escape from certain death. Just a very simple ability, but helps Grux a lot with ganks. And finally, we have his ultimate Warlord's Challenge. Grux bashes his clubs together, stunning any enemies in the AoE for 0.5 seconds, and for the next 8 seconds Grux's basic attacks will have bleed and deal extra damage. The mana cost and cooldown are similar to most AoE ultimates like gadgets, just the mana is a bit cheaper. So you probably have guessed by now that Grux is all about his bleed stacks and getting enemies near you to keep the bleed going and to deal as much damage as possible. Smash and Grab and Warlord's Challenge help keeping those enemies right next to you. Grux, even though can play in the offlane, is very much a jungle only hero, as he excels in it very well. If you want to know how to fully jungle and farm early game, I made a video of that only a few weeks ago, so check that out. The first unlock I would get would be Double Pain to help clear the jungle camps as quickly as possible. If done correctly, you will be level 3 by the time river buffs are up. Unlock all your abilities at this stage, then I would always upgrade Double Pain first, as it's the only ability that really has any benefits from upgrading. It's a cheap and low cooldown ability which helps Grux deal a lot of damage and start his bleed stacks off. A little extra tip is to always melee attack, then quickly use Double Pain after for the animation cancels, so you deal as much damage as possible straight away. You can see this on screen now, me demonstrating the difference of just normally basic attacking and then adding the Double Pains in between both basic attacks. This is how you should farm or even engage any target to get the most initial damage out straight away. When you can't upgrade Double Pain, upgrade Smash and Grab instead for the extra damage. In my eyes, there really isn't any point upgrading the Charge, only for the lower cooldown cost, but I feel the Smash and Grab damage is worth it more for me. So now you know how to upgrade Guts, but how do you play him or combo his abilities? Well, Grux has a whole arsenal which gives him a lot of variety on how to approach his next victim. First, you have to either jump on the opponent or you can sneak up to him. If you can sneak up to him, you can save your engaging abilities and cards for later. If not, then use your charge at the right time to close the gap, but more late game, a stabling card would work as well. Then you would have a few options. If they are within range, start to attack them with the melee, then quickly a Double Pain like I suggested earlier. You can also start with your ultimate, but I would only use it right away if for the stun to either help my team catch up to the enemy to help secure the kill, to make them pay for overextending say into tower, or in a team fight if you have loads of enemies grouped up near each other to use it, then especially if comboed with another ult, say like gadgets or howies, so you can lock them in on those big damage ultimates for longer with Grux. It's really useful. Remember, your ultimate Warlord challenge makes your basic attack deal bleed and extra damage, but the stun is great too, like I suggested there. A nice fun fact also is that if in range, it can stop Gideon's ultimate, a nice little counter if you don't have a proper stun for it. Now if they aren't in range, then it's time to use your smash and grab. This is Grux's biggest ability. Being able to grab a few opponents can be a game changer. Here's an example. The enemy is about to take Orb Prime, which we are fully aware of. Like the whole of this game, our team wasn't able to group up, making team fights for us that did engage tough. The reason we are in this situation to begin with. You can see 3 of us trying to slow them down and distract them for the 2 slowpokes to catch up with us. We keep trying to poke and trying to distract them from the Orb Prime, and I know what I need to do. The Fang goes in and I use this as bait waiting. It's only 35 minutes on the clock, so taking Orb takes some time and they are taking a lot of damage from it while waiting. Once in range, I'm able to pull both of them away, and luckily they're both the tanky heroes, so they can't take Orb Prime anymore. We then fully attack them while the rest of the team catches up to the enemies I have just pulled into trouble. I back away quickly after taking a lot of damage, thinking we did enough to stop them doing Orb, but then the rest of our team comes in, which I did not realise, so I re-engage and we secure Orb Prime, and then 4 of their teammates get wiped. That single pull changed that entire scenario, and the enemy team panicked and our team capitalised on it very well, even though the rest of the game we weren't able to do so. That's why I say don't use it if they are in range, there's no point wasting the smash and grab. It's better to use when they try to escape or a great opportunity appears. So the first way I would use it is to pull people in before I ult. Say like in that team fight, I see a great opportunity to pull the enemies closer to me and then I ult on them, which will stun them for even longer, which is an amazing initiation tool. And finally, if they were to start running away, you can use your smash and grab to quickly pull them back in for the final blow. As you can see, there is a lot of combos to learn, and knowing which one is the best when and how to engage will just take time with the hero himself, only way to truly learn, but I hope this gives you more of an insight on how you can use your abilities to their full potential. I just want to give one more example of how to adapt to the enemy's team's heroes. So this Wukong has been aggressively pushing this lane as a Wukong should do. Something you need to know about Wukong is he has a lot of escapes. There is no point going forward and using all my abilities for him just to fly away. So I don't fully go in on him here, but wait for him to start using his escapes. Once he has, I'm already there to use this vital smash and grab to secure the kill, to punish him for trying to push this lane. If I used it before, he would have gotten away and there would have been a pointless gank. Even though it would have saved my friend some time to farm and to push that lane against the Wukong, it's still getting the kill would have been even better. There are 2 ways you can build Grux, more a bruiser so you can build somewhat tanky but also deal a lot of burst damage for your team. The second is to be full tanky, to really get in those team fights, use your abilities effectively to create the best chances for your team to win those important fights. Here are a few cards I would suggest on Grux. Stablings to help engage more easily in fights and leave the charge ability to retreat. Scorching Tail, so when activated, when your next ability hits an enemy, that will shred 20 basic armor for them for the next 6 seconds. Couple the Vampire gives 12.5 lifesteal on bleeding targets, which you know is perfect for Grux. Armor 4, which is a Fury card with each basic attack regains 6 mana. This means you pretty much won't run out of mana. And Blood Soaked Armor, so when hit by a basic attack, this means you will apply bleed to that enemy. This is really good when attacking Orb Prime or very basic attack heavy hero like Chimera. If a Chimera jumps on you and you use Blood Soaked Armor, they're gonna die pretty quickly. These are only just a few, but there are a lot of cards that can be very useful with Grux with these bleed stacks. Like I said at the start, he is all about using your abilities at the right time to keep the enemies near you and your team for the longest, while applying that bleed and damage. Trying to balance both of these out can be tricky, for example trying to learn when to attack or pull enemies in, but it just takes time and he is a really fun and aggressive hero to play. In the current meta, he is a very strong hero and one of the best junglers for sure, even though early on he does require more skill to farm the jungle effectively compared to say a Chimera or Quan. But thank you all very much for checking out this full guide of Grux. Hopefully it helps you out, and there's plenty more to come on my channel, and there's already a good 100 Paragon videos to choose from also, so hope you enjoy that too. So again, let me know what you think of Grux, and I'll see you all next time.